Oh, good, good, good. Your girl is alive. Let me just adjust this. Hopefully, you can see me. Looking swell in my farm getup. Actually, you might be wondering, oh, well, kind of why are you a little half glam going out to do farm work? Well, I've actually just been into town uh, to get sawdust, to get my bags of cement, because your girl has been mad concreting right now. I've actually just finished making stairs. I've never made stairs in my life, but I hope they last. But it's been a job. So I've used brick, I've used dirt, then I've rendered it with this big concrete slab layer, and it's like a 3-tier stairway thing. And then I've I've done like these side kind of bracket garden beds. Half finished the first one. I haven't even started the second one. I don't know how I'm gonna do the second one, but it's gonna look. I think it's gonna look good. It's gonna look good, and yeah, I feel happy with my progress. And so yeah, look at my boots. You see? So I've been into town, and of course, I've got to at least put some effort in, and because I love to glam it up, I do love to glam it up, believe it or not, but I just don't do it as much as I used to. And like I said on an Instagram post, one of my recent ones, life isn't a dress rehearsal. So if you want to dress up, honey, you dress that you just dress it up. I was going to say you dress that ass up. I'm trying to curb my mouth because you all know that I have a truck driver's um, vocabulary. I'm always swearing. Most of the time you don't hear it. Sometimes you hear it, and people, they must be thinking, oh, well, how can she be so enlightened if she still swears? Well, you know what? I'm still human. I'm a woman of earth, and sometimes you've just got to say it how it is. You really just do. And swear words are just perfect for that. And you know what? This is the whole strange thing. I actually looked up where the word fuck comes from. How did this ever become such a word of indecency? How did it? I wanted to know the origin, so I looked it up ages ago. And I can't actually remember how it came about and how that became such a bad word, or what the origins of it actually were. But, I'm going to say it how it is. And if I'm feeling, kind of colorful and passionate about something, um, actually yesterday I stubbed my thumb on my ladder with my mini sledgehammer. Oh, it hurt. And you can imagine every second word was um, swear words. They were not polite. So I may look polite, but sometimes my mouth is not very polite. But you're always going to get the truth from me, and I'm going to say it how it is, whether it grates people the wrong way. We don't have time for fucking about, basically. Who does? You know, like, not everyone, but a lot of people are affected by political correctness in the way that we speak to each other. And I truly, I'm the first to say that, there is a way of saying things, and there is a way of being gracious about things. But sometimes in certain situations, you are called to say things in a certain way. And we live on Earth, a lot of us are attuned to our authentic selves, and we are moving in that heart frequency and being enlightened, whatever that means. You wouldn't be existing on this planet, first of all, if you were someone of a lord, or, like a guru, like you would have like what we would term supernatural powers, and you would be flipping in and out, and um, like so if anyone was to proclaim to me they are a guru, I have alarm bells right away. And I have never, ever, ever said this about myself, ever. And if I've got messages in the past where people, say I am like a guru to them, or they look up to me, I'm like, stop right there. Do not look up to me. You are with me. We are in this together. And do not depend on me for the crutch that you need to get through in life. You've got to find that strength within yourself. And like I said, I am just a woman of earth. Of course, we all have divine origin. We all have divine frequency. We are spirit having this earth physical existence. But, you've got to find the strength within. And earth is definitely no dress rehearsal. Earth is a big old game, and look what's happening now. Huge performance happening all over the world. And like I said in my last live stream, certain individuals have garnered and created this situation and have us on our knees. But there are many situations that have had humans on their knees. They've always been on their knees. They've always been subservient to a higher power. And we have freely given over our essence and our power to people that we feel are higher or better than us. So alarm bells already. If any of you, if there are people that believe that this is okay and that this is life, this is not okay. This is not life to be giving our power over. But if you look back, the norm for us is having hierarchy imposition and having people above. It's like this tier system. We have born and died under these programs, believing this is the norm, to have a hierarchy in charge of us. But this has been a perpetuating cycle since ancient days of us looking up to a king or a queen or the gods or priests. We have had lifetime after lifetime of this worshipping perpetual reality. No more. No more. So whoever is behind this, or whoever is pulling the strings, you've got to see it for what it is. So if you believe you're being told the truth about our existence and about life in general, well, you only have to, just that one fact alone, that we have a worshipping society and we don't deem ourselves all equal, and there's a real class system. That is the first red flag right there, that we are not living in a normal, equal society. When you hear about life on other planets, such as Mars or Venus, or anywhere else, I'm talking about our local solar, kind of confederation. When you hear of how these other civilizations live and how it is completely equal and completely just and completely, it's flawless in its operation. I mean, we would be skeptical of that, because we are so used to having, systems, class systems, and corrupt systems, and governments that deceive us, governments that lie to us, governments that do not tell us the truth. And if they tell us the truth, they tell us a tiny bit of what is actually happening, as if we cannot cope with the information. But it's not that. It's not, we can cope. Like, that's not the issue. It's if the entire truth of our existence was put out there, it would completely disrupt our history. It would have to rewrite our history as we know it. Earth history would be completely changed. And people don't want to deal with that. People want to be in an blissful ignorance. So, so what do you do? What do you do? You create the life you want for yourself. And that is effort. I'm not bullshitting you right now. It is effort. But it's a good effort. It's a passionate effort. I'm telling you because I'm living it, and I'm an example of, creating what I want to see. You look at me. I'm dressed like a farmer. Look at my house. I've put so much effort into, and I'm not just talking about aesthetics effort, but mental effort, clarity. What is important for you in your existence, in your life? And for me, that is living the most fundamental law that I live by to my last dying breath. Mark my words, this is it, is to live in harmony with the ways of planet Earth. That is my fundamental code for my life's existence. And I do my best. And of course, I'm not perfect, I still have a cell phone. I like a cigarette every now and then, although I have not had a cigarette since maybe February. So I don't know what happens over Christmas time, but I get together with old friends and family and people light up and I'm just like, hand that shit over. I want one. Comes back from my teenage days because, that's what kids do. And I love a good cigarette. I know it's bad for me, but I still enjoy it. I know that, having a cell phone and all the, radiation I get hit by when I use Instagram or make a phone call. Like I'm getting hit with, hundreds of micro Teslas. So I'm not perfect, and I swear I'm not perfect, but my objective is clear. My big objective is clear. I'm weaving through this earthly life, and I am, and I want to, and I desire to be in this golden age. And if I'm the only person in my own golden age, then so be it. And the more I work my land, the more I move in tune with my desires, the more I feel at one with Mother Earth, at one with all plants and creatures. And I go for weeks, and I mean weeks, I'm no exaggeration here, without seeing a damn soul. People drive past my place, but I don't see them. I can go weeks without seeing people, and I'm fine with it. I'm not alone. I'm with Earth. I'm with my chickens. I'm with my flowers. They all talk to me. I feel their frequency. I feel their energy. So, and that's all that this is based on is frequency. I want to be more part of the love frequency. And of course, I know these swear words and having not nice thoughts sometimes. It's not even that I don't have not nice thoughts. Like if I think about this pandemic or how we've been lied to and how we've been disrespected, those are not nice thoughts to me. That's my example of that. And so I have to stop thinking about that and focusing or directing my energy on that, and then focus on things that I love. But, this COVID bullshit is shoved down our throats everywhere. I mean, it's even on my phone, like on a little hashtag on our, on our network thing. It's hashtag stay at home. Oh, fuck off with that. I'm so sick of reading that. Keeping that fear-mongering reality in place. And, whether you believe it exists or not, doesn't matter. I don't believe it exists. That's my opinion. And even if it does, I do not live in fear of a virus. Whatever. You live and die, and it's like a woven marriage that just is endless, unceasingly endless and eternal. I don't care. And I feel like we have been absolutely lied to about this. Why would they start telling the truth about things, um, overnight? I don't believe it for a second. For a second. So, anyway, if I see a hashtag or a keyword or something like, for example, in the shop, if I see someone wearing a mask, it just triggers a thought. That's all it needs. You don't even need to read the news. It triggers a thought, as in, those people are living in fear of something that doesn't exist. And if it does exist, like Ebola or these other modified viruses, because there are a lot that have been modified, then so be it. We are full of virus. We are surrounded by virus. It is not the virus, it is our biosystems and how balanced and how strong they are to being invaded by viruses. There are some people on this planet that cannot step foot outside of their home because they get so sick. It's because obviously their biosystems, their bodies are not, they're not strong for some whatever reason. So it's not the virus, it's the system and the strength of it or how weak it is. And if you're not in a good figure of health, or in a good state of mind, then you have to try your best to alter that. So, and the reason I say this virus does not exist, is because they have not, as someone that studies microbiology, they have not isolated this virus. They have not isolated this virus. How can you call something that doesn't exist a virus? How I don't understand that. Right there, that doesn't make sense to me. That is a smoking gun. Anyway, but whatever is going on, I don't want to be a part of it. I'm happy in my own little world here, and I'm focusing on good intentions, good energies, and then if I go out in the world, to my local town or city or whatever, I'll deal with it then. But, right now, I don't care about it. I'm sick of reading about it. I'm sick of reading this hashtag, stay at home or stay safe. Whatever. I have never lived safe. Your girl has always lived on the edge. Always. My God, the times I could have been wiped off from the face of the planet. Oh my gosh, so many times. Especially when I was traveling, just walking on a tightrope. It's just unbelievable. But you know what? It is what it is. And when your time is up, you're gone. You go somewhere else. Your energy is dispersed and you are flooded out into eternity again. Like it's never ending. It's a never ending journey. So once this door closes, another is going to open somewhere else. And hey, I'm going to be there with bells on. You know it. So anyway, one thing I will try harder on is not to swear though, because every word has frequency, and being a witch, someone that works with alchemy, knows that everything has frequency and what you put out is what you're going to get back. So I find that sometimes swearing can be very aggressive, and it can put out an aggressive energy, and I'm not aggressive by nature. So swearing can make someone that is not aggressive look aggressive, and it's not nice. It's not nice. Sometimes it can be nice, but not all the time, depending on the situation. So knowing that every word and everything exists on frequency, I want to be more careful with swearing. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but I doubt it. But my intention is pure. So whether if the swearing, that could be a goal for me for the end of the year, to go a week without saying the F word. That'd be interesting. That'd be good. That'd be really good. I don't know how well I'd go, but I could try. So anyway, so the most important thing I feel, and you don't have to believe me, but I feel the most important thing is to be in a state of love. And I'm not talking about, the fluffy cotton candy, oh, I love you. And I'm talking about a love that is governed by the universe. I'm talking about that kind of love. A love that plants exist within, and plants love themselves. They love themselves, and they want to be the most beautiful and the most perfect they can be. Well, they are perfect. They are. And they look so good and they smell so good because they love themselves. All these plants love themselves. Animals love themselves. I'm talking about, that kind of love. The love that governs everything in existence. And being on this planet, we are in this game of separation. And it's so unnecessary. I think it's unnecessary, but it is what it is right now. But anyway, I feel very lucky that I can live within that love frequency here. And every day I'm out. I'm planting. I've just planted this super hedge along this side of the house because obviously I love privacy. So what I've used is this plant called saltbush, old man saltbush, and I've never really liked it, but I've seen some beautiful hedges online, and it's a fast growing plant. It's very drought tolerant, and I have it growing in droves around my property. So what I've done is I've dug it up and I've replanted it along this side and along the front. I still haven't finished. I have lofty hopes of hedging my whole 2 acres with this saltbush, but it's going to be a bit of a long journey to do the whole lot. But I have managed to do the side, which is good. So all the traffic that passes my place, not that it's much, but I do have some sticky neighbors that like to look in every time they drive past, and if they bump into me at my local store, or if I go into town, or oh, you're doing a lot of work there, and oh, what's happening this week? And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I've got a hedge. This hedge will stop people looking in completely on this side. And then the front one is more on my other house, like in my shop, to stop people looking in that way. Eventually, I want to put one across the whole front of my block because I don't want anyone looking in. So, and if they want to look in, they can open the gate and say, hello, can we come in and have a look at your house? I'll be cool with that, maybe. So I've done that, and what else have I done this week? Oh, yes. So obviously a lot of you know that, I have a love-hate relationship with my cell phone. It's to the point now where, like I will make a phone call usually to my mother. There's usually 3 or 4 numbers that are on rotate on my phone, and I don't call anybody else. But as soon as I make a phone call, the phone just dies. So that's how bad my battery is now. And I have been relenting forever to buy a new cell phone. Well, I'm not buying a new cell phone. I'm going to keep my old iPhone 5S, and I bought a new battery for $9.95. So I'm going to unscrew the whole phone and then put this damn thing in there, the new battery, and hope that I have a battery. But I'll tell you what, if this area ever, I don't believe it will, because I live in a black spot. The signal is really bad here. If you ever came to visit, I wouldn't want you to have your cell phone here anyway, but you're not going to have any signal. There is no signal. Oh my gosh. One of my farmer neighbors has just gone past with a massive seed machine, but it is huge. Wow. Anyway, so no signal here. And if it ever, I don't believe it will, but if ever 5G, a tower, there are no towers here, but I don't even know where the nearest towers are. But if there ever was, I'm not saying any Gs are good, but if this damn 5G came around here, you can bet your ass I will be going back to landline immediately, immediately, immediately. I don't care how inconvenient it is. I love this planet. I love Earth. I love myself enough to not be a part of that community. And I mean it. I mean it. If it ever comes here, that's it. I'm done. And if my phone gets phased out, I'm to landline. I don't care how inconvenient it is for everybody else. It wouldn't be inconvenient for me because I love our Earth. And I believe there must be other forms of communication besides telepathy, obviously, but we're not all in that telepathic phase just yet. But I truly believe there is other methods of communication. This cell phone one has been endorsed, has been financially supported by these dickheads in power, these people that have accrued so much disposable wealth, so much ridiculous amounts of wealth that could be dispersed to people that live in more impoverished conditions. Like, I mean, it's wishful thinking because then you also have their local governments and there's so much corruption, so much bribery. You know, just giving $1 million to a place that needs it, it doesn't get dispersed, you know, like you would hope it would, because there's always people that are ambitious and have a hidden agenda. Yeah. And those, and unfortunately, the really good, genuine ones, genuine leaders are forced. You know, either they're enforced to toe the line, otherwise they're assassinated, or all their rights are stripped from them. Look at, for example, the Lebanese Prime Minister. I know a lot of you don't know much about Middle Eastern politics and things, but I know a fair bit. And the Lebanese Prime Minister, Hariri, was basically to a gun to his head, forced to resign as the Lebanese Prime Minister by the Saudi regime. Let's just say it how it is. And so anyway, you know, I feel in my heart he was a very genuine leader, and he was forced to step down. And, you know, it all looks hunky-dory, but it's anything but, believe me. If you've ever lived in the Middle East, you'll know that it is brutal and a very totalitarian regime. So I'm so glad that I'm not living in these places anymore. So anyway, so there are those that are kind of forced. So what do you do? Like, you know, the way we are keeping these elitists and the way we are keeping them in power is we are using their devices, we are watching their TV. Humans have dumbed ourselves down. We've become lazy. We're all about accessibility. We're all about convenience. We have become addicted to technology. Say it how it is. We truly, truly have. Do you remember how it was? I was an 80s child. I remember how it was in the 80s and 90s growing up. Like, we were out playing all day, every day. You know, we would, to amuse ourselves, we would be playing, or we'd be doing things and not sitting looking at a screen. Like, I see my girls, so my friend Melissa, who some of you may know from previous videos, her girl, I love this girl to death, but this girl is obsessed with her phone. Even my spoiled, you know, rich cousin tells me she's on her phone like, what, 4 or 5 hours a day? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I just find that a waste of life. And this addiction has really overtaken us, and I believe it was part of the plan to create this dopamine-induced technology that has basically now really got humanity depended on this device, these chip devices, and they have succeeded so well. They've done this so well, and now we cannot live without this damn cell phone. You know, people cringe at the thought of not having a cell phone. I mean, how could you, you know, how could you even live a day without it, without checking it even? Like, hardly anyone could do it, and that is what has happened to us. Like before, we just had a landline, you know, cordless phone or whatever. There's still EMF that comes off cordless phones, but nothing like this cell phone. The cell phone is just out of control. And I measured the EMFs coming off of that. It was out of control. And I just think, you know, this is exactly what they wanted to have planned. Everything at your fingertips. And so people could not live without a cell phone. And I 100% could. I could do it tomorrow. And I'm so glad I didn't upgrade. I got friends that laugh at me with my phone. They're just like, "Oh, when are you gonna get a new phone?" Like, they laugh and they, you know, kind of make fun of me because I have this shitty ass dud phone that barely works. And they've all got these, you know, beautiful flash phones. I know one of my girlfriend's sisters has, like, she's always got the latest phone. And when they see mine, oh my gosh, I'm a big joke for them, and it's fine. I don't mind, but you know, I feel like this, you know, little dog has the last laugh. So anyway, I see it for what it is, and you know, I won't be a part of that addiction. And you know what? Look, I do post on... Sorry, I just had to move my boots. I do post on Instagram every now and then, especially on my Elnor Farm or Elnor Gardens little Instagram page. And I post flowers and updates of my farm and what I'm doing. But, oh my God, half of my neighbor's car is missing. He's still driving it. So I do post flowers on my Instagram, and I do post on my Andulairah one every now and then. I do have one for Eyes of the Scarlet Rose, but I'm not on there posting every single day and, you know, hours and hours and whatever. And I'm sorry if I don't get back to your comments or whatever. Like, I'm busy, you know, I'm just out. I'm just not on that damn thing. So, because I have a mild disinterest already, that phone is not with me. I go out working for hours and my phone stays inside. I for a long time now, I have treated my cell phone like a landline, and it's completely turned off at nighttime. And this is the problem, is because the battery is so old, and I turn it completely off, this phone will not turn on in the mornings. And I have to have it charged for about 2 hours before it actually turns back on. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. Anyway, so look, just to make my life a little bit more easier, I have bought a new battery for this phone. But once this phone shits itself, that is it. I don't know anything about installing a landline. I do have a landline telephone cable somewhere around there. I don't even know, like, what that would cost, or I'd have to get, you know, like an electrician or something in here to put it in. But if it comes to that, I will be first in line for a landline. I don't even care. And if that means no Instagram, well, boo-hoo. Who cares? You know, like, it's easy. It's easy for me to give all that up. So, yeah. That's where I'm at with that, and I have so much enjoyment outside in my garden. doing things. And the weather right now is perfect. It's so good. It's pretty cold at night, but I'm a desert girl. So those of you that live in the snowy conditions, okay, so for example, at night right now, it gets down to about 2 to 4 degrees Celsius, which is cold. But obviously it's not cold as some of you guys are probably living within. But it's cold enough for me because I don't do heat. I don't have a fire in this little schoolhouse. I don't do electric blankets. I don't even have a hot water bottle in bed. I do have one, but I don't use it. I wear about 4 layers after I get out of my bath. Actually, the bath is what really gets me toasty. And then I put on my layers of clothes and socks and pants and dressing gown and nightie and everything else. I'm kind of like the Michelin man walking around at night. And then I'm toasty. I'm so warm. Like if I wake up in the middle of the night, I am so toasty warm. Like it's very hard for me to move out of bed. Sometimes I get cold toes before I go to sleep, but not very often. Not if I have a really hot steaming bath. My toes stay warm all night. But if I don't have a bath at night, I won't be warm. I won't feel warm. And yeah, I feel cold. So the bath for many reasons is absolutely essential at night. So anyway, I've kind of been jabbering on a lot, and I'm seeing kind of messages here, and I'll say hello to you guys. Oh, hey there. Hey everyone. Oh, Sally, I did get your message on Patreon. Thank you. You're asking, just briefly, I know you're asking about where to contact me and send me stuff. The best way is not Facebook, because I'm not checking so much, and I'm really trying to avoid these platforms. Send through my website. Send to through eluan.com. Just go to the contact section, or Andulairah@live.com.au. I think that's on my YouTube. If you go to the About section, I think on my YouTube page, I think that email's on there. Just send whatever and communication through that, because Facebook, I'm not on there so much. And yeah, I think those of you that follow me on Facebook know that I'm not really posting all that much. So through my website or through Andulairah@live.com.au is the best way to keep in touch with me. Hi Mundo. Hi Joey. Love your wallpaper. Thank you so much. Whoops. How can I turn that off? My God, have I honestly been talking for an hour and a half? This is ridiculous. I just keep going and going. Hi, Magical Moments. Hi, Alkanost. Your background is gorgeous. I feel like you are sexiness incarnate. Thank you. Yes, I've been mad renovating, so this is my style. I've said it before. Actually, yes, I have said it before publicly, but I know on a private Patreon video, I said to my patrons, I am a maximalist. I love beauty. And I'm, I don't think it's a material thing. I just love to be surrounded by beauty. I like to open my door and just feel completely at home. And there was at one point, I was thinking about bulldozing my little schoolhouse, but obviously that costs a lot of money. And right now, I don't have the means of building a new place here right now. So I thought, you know what, I will make the best with what I have right now and just let the universe take care of the rest. And whatever's meant to happen later on will happen. But right now, I am creating, like I said, the style, the life that I want to see around me. And that means putting in effort. So I have put in a lot of effort, and nobody has helped me do it. Like On this side, these walls are completely different, but you'll see the big mirrors. I made those. I made those mirrors. Could you believe it? And then I had to bolt them up, and then I had to drill them in. Like, I do it. I do it. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I just do it, and it just works. And it hasn't fallen down yet, so I must have done it okay. Mundo says, I've been looking forward to your Hollywood stories. I know, I should do another installment soon. Hi, Marcellus. To me, that is being real. Thank you. Alkanos says, I remember that video. People said, you can't be spiritual and swear. Fuck that. You know what? Being spiritual, that right there, that statement, oh, I'm very spiritual, that is so fucking ridiculous, because we are spirit. You know, oh, are you spiritual? If you ask someone that they're spiritual, are you spiritual? No, sorry, you are. Everyone is spirit. Everyone is spirit. Like, our essence is spiritual. So when you ask someone, are you spiritual? That's crazy. It's crazy. I laugh. Magical Moments is written here. Oh, fuck yeah. You guys. Oh my god. I'm just like, let the cat out of the bag with this, and you guys are just going nuts. Biracial Butterfly. For the longest time, I thought, why didn't Andulairah upload? And then I realized your channel was gone, and then found you again. Yeah, look, YouTube has put me through the fucking ringer this time last year. YouTube booted my ass off of their platform. So, you know, yeah, what do? You brush yourself off and get on with it. Get on with it. So I did. Here I am. Oh, she says, I miss my Andulairah moments. So glad I found you again. Thank you. Hi, Eric. Hello to you. Hey, Angry Birds, my darling. Hi, Alkanost, again. Guru just sounds like they drank the Kool-Aid and are in the cult. Hi, Sonia. Yes, tell it like it is and how you see it, straightforward and sometimes brutally blunt, you know. Just keeping it real. Yeah, and sometimes I am brutally blunt. Like, I don't fall out with people that much. Like, I can't even remember the last time I had a falling out with someone. Actually, I will say I did have a falling out with my uncle's partner, who he's been with for a long time. And she has a PhD in, I forgot, actually. I can't even remember. I forgot. I can't remember what she has a PhD in, but, you know, she's academic, and it was just a random conversation at Christmas time a few years ago, and she starts talking about the fucking AIDS virus, and talking about, and obviously being an academic, you follow a certain curriculum and criteria, and I threw some, I just, you know, threw some ideas at her about AIDS being a man-made virus. Oh, hell, did she shut that shit down. I would call myself an academic now because I'm studying, and I know what it is, and I'm studying microbiology. Yes, I'm not doing teaching anymore. I'm back in my microbiology because I enjoy it. And I know what is written on the pages, and I know how they're saying that these viruses, you know, just naturally exist, but I know better. I know that, you know, they're man-made. And anyway, I threw it out there to her. Oh my God. This bitch took it so personally. I'm just like, oh. And it became a thing. Like, I'm trying to just not even, you know, add, like, I just try to shut it down, as in not even responding to her. I just kept saying, listen, I'm not interested in this anymore. She's like, no, but you don't understand, because she's not Australian. This is how it is. I'm just like, shut up. I'm so sick of hearing about you and this right now. And she just kept going, and I ended up just going inside and sitting down with my other cousin, and nobody gave a shit, but she kept going and going. And I wouldn't even say it wasn't an argument, but the recent falling out I have had is with my spoiled little rich cousin, because she is a brat, and I'm saying it how it is. Of course, she has a lot of qualities, but she's one of these young 21-year-old girls. She's beautiful. She's been handed everything to her whole life, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I know other people that have had, they've had that blessing of being provided for. But it is her attitude. It's fucking sucky. It's awful. And she has no manners. She's a know-it-all, and there is no better word to describe her than a brat. She's got this real brattish way about her, like she knows the world, and she's so experienced in her life. And it was always a struggle to have her come and visit me, because she brings a lot of drama, and she tells me about all her drama and how she's fallen out with this one, and this one stabbed her in the back, and this boy cheated on her. And oh my god, I just all I wanted was just to go out to my roses and my chickens and just have a peace of mind. But so when she's come up, it's always been a struggle, and that's okay. I can tolerate that and listen to her for a couple of days. But what I don't tolerate is her laziness. How she almost burnt my fucking schoolhouse down, like with the kitchen. I think I explained it. My God, I walked in here one day in the morning, and it was like a bomb had gone off, and she had melted. Imagine. She left my favorite coffee cup on the glass top of the stove, and it must have got so hot that the glaze of the cup melted onto the damn stovetop. While she was on her phone, she was on that damn cell phone, and she completely forgot that she had the stove on, had the glass mug, the coffee mug on the glass top, and next thing you know, bang, obviously, she had it full of hot chocolate, so I don't know what the hell she was doing with it, because I was sleeping in the other house. And I felt more comfortable me sleeping down there, because I get nervous with her with a fire, because I got a fireplace down there, and I just don't trust her around my stuff. And not trust her as in she's sneaky, it's that her laziness scares the shit out of me. I am so careful with everything that I do here, and make sure everything's switched off, and I'll double check, and especially with a fire. And I do not trust her around an open, well, it's not open, but I've seen her before in there with an open door on that fire. I do not trust her ass with that. So anyway, I thought it would be safe having her in here. Oh my God. So I said, do you mind if I come in early in the morning, like at 7? She's like, oh no, that's fine. Like, come in. Hell, I walked in, and all the dishes that she said she was going to do, she didn't do. And then obviously hot chocolate just fucking sprayed and shit everywhere. The whole floor was covered. It looked like someone had shat on the floor, and it was just wiped all on the cupboards, all on the floor. And then just the mess. She had half-eaten biscuit cookie packets left open, and just like I just thought, you have got to be kidding me. Before she come up from the city, because she's from the city, she told me how much she missed me, and she wanted to come up and spend some time. Well, the day before that, I did not see her. She was lying in her fucking bed all day on her phone watching TV series while I was down in my workshop and in the shop house working. And I'm not asking her to work with me. I never asked her to do it. I would never, ever, ever imply for anyone to help me, or, like, put your work boots on and come and do some work with me. I would never, ever, ever do that to a guest. And she's my cousin, but she's still a guest to me. I would, though, expect her when someone says they miss you so much to come and hang out for an hour or so and talk to me. Bring your phone with you and just lie on the bed and just chat with me when I'm working down there. Just relax. Well, bitch didn't even fucking do that. And so anytime I come in here, I felt like I was interrupting her TV series or whatever the hell she was watching. It was a movie or a TV series. And she barely looked up from that phone. And I actually took a picture of her on the sly with her head down on her phone. And that next morning, she had just crossed the line. And, well, you know when I'm pissed off. Oh, hell. So I went in there, and that was it. What was done, and she was going to get it. I was about to rip her fucking little ass. And did I rip her? I ripped her. I didn't shout. It's just my words. When you fuck me over, I think I said it in my last live stream, when you fuck me over, that's it. You're going to know about it. And I can just spit venom. And the way I formulate my words, I can just make it 1,000 times worse than what it is. But it was very bad. And, and I just ripped. So she rolled over when I started banging the dishes around in the sink that she had left, from lunchtime, because I'd done them at lunch, and then she made more, and she's like, yeah, I'll do them in a minute. Yeah, okay. Well, she left those, and then she put more in, and, she just left it all in the morning. She said to me, the water was too cold. It was too cold, and she couldn't do them, she reckons. I knew she couldn't do them because I just saw the mess she left me. And anyway, I just ripped. I just said, listen, I have had you here and my door is always open for you. I said, but you have absolutely no respect for my home. I said, you've almost burnt my fucking kitchen down here. I said, the last time you came here, you left shit for me everywhere. You didn't bother to clean up. I said, you fucking sprayed the toilet bowl, shit, and God knows what was left in there, and you made me clean it up because obviously you left, and I cleaned it all up. I said, you have no respect. I said, you are nothing but a spoiled little bitch. And I said, I'm done. I'm done. Sorry, you need to go. Like, I just fucking... She woke up so quick in that bed. She sat up, and she was just shocked because I just came at her. And okay, so that was that time. And then, I wouldn't say recently, but in February, she came up to see, she came up to see my neighbor, who we are, distantly related, came to see my neighbor's daughter from Canada and her baby. She came up and stayed because they're related. As well. We're all just kind of related. And anyway, it had just accumulated from the last time, and she was being a little brat, and I called her on her shit again, and I just ripped her ass again. And this time my neighbor's daughter, she's like, you guys have got to sort this out. I'm like, there is nothing to sort out. I just told her how I feel about her, and that's it. I don't need to be friends with this girl. She needs to grow up. She needs to have some respect. She doesn't know it all. Who is she? She's 21 years old. I know we all think we know everything at 21, but we don't. And so anyway, she felt really bad because she rolled her eyes at me when I had said something. It was just something random and small. I caught her rolling her eyes at me. I called that bitch on that, and I just thought, you have got to be joking me. I just said, your manners are appalling. You have no etiquette. There's no grace about you. I said, you are just a brat. Spoiled little brat. And obviously, she's going to not feel good about me from the way I ripped her the time previously. So anyway, she wrote me this page text message thinking what? I'm going to respond to that? I don't do text messages for a start. It's hard enough to get me to respond to messages on Instagram. So, I just don't have the time to just sit there and text through and whatever. So anyway, she sends me this well-written, thought-out text message saying, oh, come on, I love you, and I really didn't mean to do it, and, I'm really sorry, and, life is short. I'm just like, bitch, don't even. You're talking to fucking Andulairah here. Don't even give me this life is short, and let's all, be peaceful. Fuck off. I'm going to call you for what you did. I'm going to say it how it is, and when I'm ready, I'll be ready to sit down. But I succumb because then, so my neighbor's daughter, then, because I didn't respond, or I might have said, I can't remember what I wrote, but it was short and icy, and I had no interest in meeting to hash it out and look past it, because it's the same cycle with this girl. She's very smart, and it's on her terms, and she needs to learn. So anyway, I said something short and blunt, and then my neighbor's daughter said, come on, look, come over, let's work it out. I said, listen, I'm not interested in talking with this girl, even seeing this girl right now. I do not want to see her, but because I love you, I will do it for you. I'm not doing it for her, I'll do it for you. So I went over there already with a chip on my shoulder. Oh, hell. The situation just went from here to here. And I said, this is exactly why I didn't want to come over, because I'm not ready to talk to you. I don't want to see your face. I don't want to be in your energy. I told you yesterday how I felt. Just leave it at that. And to be honest, when I see her again, it will never be the same. It'll never be the same, because I just don't, I don't believe that at this age she will garner maturity. She's all about getting drunk and drugged on the weekends, just like that's the chic life of living. It's just ridiculous. And so at this point, I don't feel that we will be the same. Like, as me being open doors for her and treating her, I really did treat her, like a gracious host. And I feel like she took advantage of that well and truly. Because when she came up one time with her friend, she was beautiful. Her friend was lovely and very, very well mannered, and just a beautiful person, nothing like her. So yeah, and I said that to my neighbor and her daughter. I said, look, it'll never be the same. She's not welcome here at my house. I don't want her clouding my energy. Every time she came here, it was just a heavy, cloudy energy, and I just couldn't wait for her fucking ass to leave and go back to the city. It's just, she's a lot of work, and even they admit she's a lot of work. She's a lot of work, a lot of drama, and she wants to sit and talk about it for hours and hours and hours. And it's just, first world stuff, drama with what I was saying before. So anyway, she's no longer welcome here. And if I see her, obviously I'm going to be polite and be amicable, but not like I was before. So, and maybe that's my lesson. Like, if I get fucked over once, I can be forgiving, and I forgive her, of course, but it doesn't mean you have to be surrounded by these people. Doesn't mean you have to be around them. The same goes with that experience I talked about, where I was invited out to tea, and that crazy psycho drove through like 50 kangaroos and killed God knows how many, and I was in the back seat of that car. I accepted his apology the first time because he's come to apologize after that. Um, a, and one apology, a genuine apology, is absolutely fine, but it doesn't mean I have to have anything to do with you. And so I forgive her and her half-assed apology, because it was half-assed, because she feels like in her eyes she did nothing wrong, of course. Um, but it was half-assed, so I just don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that, okay? I do not have time for that. And, you know, she's just not someone that, even though she's my cousin, someone that I have time for. Unless she grows up. Unless, I don't know, maybe she'll grow up and get married and sort herself out. But my open door is not open to her anymore like that. And and the good thing, and my neighbor's daughter said to me, she said, you know, I know it's bad to say, but, you know, I'm kind of glad that it happened between you, because it needed to be said to her. Someone needed to say something, and they're all too polite and too nice to ever call her out on that. And I'm not. I'll say it how it is. And if that means I'm the bad guy, well, okay. And it happened here. So it's not like anyone was waiting for an excuse to say it to her, but she fucked up, and girl called her on it. So, but now she will, if she ever visits up here, not with me because she's not welcome here, but if she goes and stays at my cowgirl neighbor's house, she'll be on her best behavior, because she knows, you know, everyone will be watching her. And her words to me, and I even said to her at one point, I said, look, you know, you can always stay at, you know, cowgirl, our Canadian cowgirl neighbor's place. And she's like, yeah, but that means I will have to put in effort to talk to everyone. And I'm just like, yeah, that's usually what humans do. Oh my God. So anyway, yeah, she was the biggest run-in I've had with anyone for forever. I just don't have run-ins at all. And then before that, I actually hit a girl in Dubai because I got called a sharmuta to my face. And you know what happened? I'm not even a violent person, but before I knew it, when this little bitch, this Maghrabia, sharmuta herself, come to my face and called me a slut, you know, when clearly I knew I wasn't, and she just said it out of spite because she was all that. You know, before I knew it, I didn't even say anything. Next thing I know, my fist is kind of just reflexing and just punched her in the jaw. And it just happened so quick that I didn't even, you know, think to say anything. Because sometimes actions speak louder than words, and this bitch was not going to say that about me. So, you know, I'm going to stand my ground. So if push comes to shove, you know, like a lion will come out of me when is needed. And thankfully it does, because there's been a lot of times in my life where I have had to defend myself. You know, that came out of me when I got robbed in Moscow. I almost got raped on a fucking train coming up from Baluchistan near Zahedan, near the Afghanistan border in Iran. Some prick who worked on this train had the keys to unlock my carriage. He sent my soldier escort into another cabin, and he came in. Next thing I know, because I was so used to sleeping and moving around and touching things, like when you rocking back and forth, I woke up and this black mass was on top of me, trying to put his hands up my was I wearing an abaya? He was trying to put his, you know, hands inside my clothing. Oh my God, I punched him so hard, like my life depended on it, and I had this real chunky ring on, and it would have hurt. It would have hurt, and this force just came out of me. because I couldn't believe I was in this situation. You wake up, you're half asleep, and you don't expect someone to be on top of you, or at least trying to climb on top of you. And I reacted. And I'll tell you what, I'll do it again and again and again. If I'm ever put in a situation where, I'm being compromised, or if someone's disrespecting me, I'm going to stand my place. And if that means action is needed, well, hey, I'm there. I'm there. So, you know, so you can still be, since we're going back to this whole enlightened thing, you can be a person in harmony with the planet. You can be enlightened, whatever that is on this planet. You can still be a harmonious human, but you can still call bullshit. You can still act when you need to. You live on Earth. You got to have gloves on. So even though you've got, nice soft hands, sometimes you still need to wear gloves and be on the front line, call it how it is. So I know it's probably not the best analogy, but you know what I mean. Like, we live on Earth. We don't live on Venus. We don't live on Mars, where it's all lovely. We live on planet Earth, and this human race, we're crazy. We are crazy, and on the general consensus, we are a very aggressive species. We hurt each other. We're awful to each other. And so until we become more refined and we are somewhere else, this is how it's going to be. We're on Earth. So, you got to put your game face on and do what you got to do. And, so the most important thing is having the fundamental principles in place. And believe me, I am the first to say I'm not always right. If I am in the wrong, I will absolutely be the first to apologize first. I'm humble enough and modest enough to absolutely, if I feel I'm being absolutely unreasonable about a situation or someone, I will be the first to say I am genuinely sorry and I apologize. So I'm the first to say that, and because that's what it is. That's how it is. And I think any of you guys would be the same too. But, when someone comes to my house and messes up my whole jam, yeah, I'm going to respond. And if someone's climbing on top of me, trying to get a little bit, I'm going to I'm going to be right there. I'm going to be right there, and I'm going to handle my business. So we live on Earth. And we need to handle our business. And look, I'll tell you what, if there are mandatory vaccinations coming, I'm going to have my gloves on. I'll be on the front line, and if that means I go to jail, so be it. I will not allow any other human being on this planet to dictate what I get put in my body, how I live my life. So long as I'm not hurting anybody else, I will not have another human being that feels in a more higher position or a more powerful position to be telling me what they believe to be right for me and my body. No way. I will not have any other human on this planet telling me that. So. And if that means jail time, so be it. So, whatever. I think a lot of you would be the same. You'd be the same. I'm not giving up my freedom. I'm not giving up my civil liberties to follow the status quo. And if that means mandatory this, mandatory that, they can stick it up their ass, because I won't be a part of that. That's not my system. That's not my reality. That's not my jam. That is not my jam. So, yeah. Anyway. Joey's like, girl, we don't depend on you. You're fabulous and we love you. I love you. Hey, JT. Thank you so much. He says, I love the backdrop. Alkanos says, you have definitely guided me in a lot of ways, especially in my reading I had here on YouTube. However, I've taken your perspective and applied it in my own life where it fits. I can't thank you enough. Oh, you're so welcome. JT said, I was finally able to find someone to create a book cover design for me in Vancouver. Oh, I'm so pleased. Well done, Jeremy. Hi, Athena. Gosh, I got to keep up with these messages. I didn't get too far before I started talking again. Hey, SWAT. When I'm on my land in Joshua Tree, the desert talks to me like that. Yeah, I feel you. I get it. Magical Moments says, I love the way you made your life. Well, you can do that too. You can do that too. Hi, Johnny. Oh, Mother Moon Monastery. Oh, hey there, girl. Beautiful Earth Mother. I have not heard from you in ages, it feels like. Johnny Moore. Crystal Haiku. Thank you. Uh-huh. SWAT says agree. It doesn't exist. 100% controlled rhetoric. Athena says the hashtag thing made me laugh. I am right there with you. So many businesses are using this entire ordeal to profit. Yes, they are. And they are the most ironic ones using the hashtag. Every other ad. Yep, girl, you know it. The cards are stacked against me when it comes to not swearing. Yep. Christine. Hi, Christine. Ahmed, salam alaikum. Chef Halek. Please, my dear, put new videos, show your nice dance. Ha, ragged. Into helwa. Your dance is really sweet. Shukran. Hi, Feral Gal. Love you too. Oh, good for you. She still has her landlines. Yeah. Yeah, landlines may be coming back in for me. Athena says, the only positive about the internet, no matter what platforms we use to communicate, is that it has brought the world somewhat closer together. It has. You're exactly right. There are positive and negatives with everything because that's the dichotomy we live in, but you're absolutely correct. Look at us. Look at how we can communicate and connect. So yes, the internet absolutely has its positive aspects. Hi, Bojana. Oh, we're just talking about stuff. Random talk. Yes, Athena says, I personally don't believe the technology is the issue. I believe humans are unable to maintain balance. Technology has the capacity to do incredible things for humanity. It's just the way it's used. 100% agree. I agree with you. But if the 5G rolls out and comes into 100% full effect, this is not good. This technology is not good because it is doing things within our body that is far beyond any G network has done before. And it is about management of that. I don't want to be around this 5G. When I, not just from my sake, I'm talking about the plants, the animals, the insects. It's frightening how these waves are just not only knocking us, but knocking everything else. Actually, I remember reading something ages ago with Lorna Byrne, the Irish mystic, the lady who sees angels. And I remember she had some kind of a prophetic chapter or something in her book about how humans would be in the future, and they were all wearing helmets. They could not be out in our atmosphere without wearing helmets. And there was no life to speak of. Like, there were no insects, there were no flies or pesky mosquitoes. There was nothing. And they were angry at us for having to wear these helmets, completely enclosed helmets, because of our actions in the past. So, and I've also had my prophetic dreams that have frightened the hell out of me, and that could have been just one of many realities. I don't know. I wasn't told anything about the timing of that event, whether it was before or after, but it was definitely at a moment where there was more than 1 billion people on the planet, because I remember the alien being that handed me the sheet of statistical data of the event. I just remember seeing at the top of how many fatalities there would be, and I was so upset by it. I woke up crying, seeing the greater than or less than sign. So the sign for greater than, and I just remember seeing the zeros, like 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and I was just so terrified and frightened that that event just wiped out more than 1 billion people. I woke up crying. It was awful. That was in London when I had that. Melanie, Magical Moment says, how can I buy your book and products? You can go to my website at alewin.com. There's a link in the description box. Thanks, Angry Birds. Hi, Maria. Hi, Joseph. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Yes. Melanie says, maximalist sounds great. There are so many minimalists. Yeah, kind of the minimalist life approach is kind of pushed, like the whole veganism thing. It's kind of trendy to be minimalist. And I agree with aspects of that to an extent. Even though my style is maximalist, my approach is kind of minimalist. As in, okay, for example, I am so minimalist with, for example, in my kitchen, I have maybe 4 coffee cups, maybe 4 bowls, like a set of cutlery, and like I don't have piles and piles of plates and cups, and in my fridge, like I don't have, so I guess I'm simplistic or minimalist in that way. Like I don't have any more than what I need. Like obviously you know that, you've seen I wear the same clothes for years and years, and like I just, so my approach is simple, but I guess my style, I don't even know if it's called maximalist, but look, they're not white walls. I don't like white walls. I never have, and I like beauty. So simple maximalist. You can maybe call me a simple maximalist. Oh, thanks, Marcellus. I love listening to you. Thank you. Hi, Sue. Yay, caught alive. Blessings from Greece. Sky. Hi, Sky. Hello, blessed be. May the goddess bless you with white light and love. You are amazing. Oh, Sky. That's so lovely. Thank you so much. Athena says, thank you for reading the Patreon message. That's okay. You can write as long as you want. And I'm going to respond, but, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Oh, that's Japanese. I can't read that. Marcella says, I was always taught when you visit anyone, you help out and you leave their home better than it was when you got there. I 100% agree. My girlfriend, Melissa, who, like I've said, you may know, I have known this girl most of my life. This girl, her thought and attention and respect from my home, and not just my home, but anyone's home she goes to, is second to none. Like if she comes and stays with her family and the kids, they are very, respectful like that. The house is spotless, and she makes my bed better than I make my bed. Like it's just perfect. She has the sheets and the blankets folded down nicely, and it's this beautiful, oh my god, I mean, her thought to detail is, I don't know anyone that has detail finesse like her. She is so thoughtful, such a generous friend, just incredible. I mean, there are aspects of her that have shit me as well, and I think I've spoken about those. Perhaps the recent one was when I crashed my car, like I hit a kangaroo, because she was doing my head in, and I was meant to stay at her house, but I ended up leaving. But that's all part of being a good friend. I mean, there are obviously qualities that I have that maybe she doesn't like. I don't know, but do you know what I mean? Like, but her thought and attention to detail, and it's just her thoughtfulness, is no one like I know. Like, she's just so thoughtful, and she leaves my house absolutely just stunningly perfect, and she's done it every time. And that's how she is with her own house. She is very house proud, and she has said to me, all I want to do is just be a housewife, like the women did back in the olden days. And she is the perfect housewife. She would make the perfect wife. She really would, and she has, but she's ended up with some arsehole men, I should say. And, she's got fucked over, basically. But she's a gem. She is a gem. But she has that attention to detail. And I am the same. Like, I think that's so important. And it doesn't matter where you are. Actually, many of you know that I went to the east coast of Australia. And I stayed in all these Airbnb places. And I leave my Airbnb places absolutely spotless, just the way I found them. I would never treat someone's home like a hotel where you leave all the sheets, the blankets and things, whatever. Not unless they ask for it. And even then, if they did, it's all neatly folded. If they wanted me to strip the bed, it's all neatly done. And you know what? All my Airbnb feedback is almost every single one. I think every single one, I've got to quote that, but almost every single one has left that the room is absolutely spotless, or the place is absolutely spotless, because I truly believe, because it just shows you care. And you know how much time and effort people put into a place making it look nice, and I totally respect that. So I am absolutely, I respect them and their home, and they've opened their home to strangers and guests. I totally respect that. So I wouldn't do anything less than that. I feel like that should be the standard, but I know not everybody is like that. So I agree with you, Marcellus. Angry Bird said, but at least your cousin apologized. That's nice. She did apologize, but it was kind of half-assed. You just know when you're getting a genuine apology. It just seemed, it was just half-assed. It was just half-assed. Like, it was just, I just didn't feel it was genuine. I still accepted it, of course, but I still felt in my heart, I know this girl, because if she really meant it, she wouldn't have rolled her eyes at me the last time we were together. If she really meant it, she's had a chip on her shoulder ever since that as well. So if she really meant it, she would never have rolled her eyes when I mentioned something. I can't remember what it was, but it was just so low key and just you know, real sneaky. She was really sneaky about it, and I'm gonna call her for that shit. So she's just young, so I feel like she's in that half-assed stage in her life. At least she is, because some of her friends, and like I said, the other one, she's so genuine and very graceful, a very graceful guest, very nice. So yeah, shame it didn't kind of influence my cousin. Crystal says, I fell asleep while listening to you talk. Oh, woke up and you're still talking. I know, girl. God, I've been going on. I'm gonna close it up soon because I have got to go out and shovel out this sawdust in the back of my car. And I know I can hear the chooks, the chickens outside. They're wanting me to go out and play with them, or at least let them out so they can eat some grass. Ah, SN, hi there. Um, Thank you, Feral Gal. She says, once again, I'm drooling over your new opulent decor. Spiraling Dream. Jacqueline Dubois and Andulairah in the same online space. What bliss. Love to you both. Ah, I know, I've been so blessed. I have not seen that lady. Gosh, forever. Forever. My gosh, I've missed her so much. Like, I feel like so kindred with her because she was on YouTube like way back when it was still organic and YouTube wasn't what it is today. And she was one of the like first people that I felt, you know, real kinship with. And I loved her videos and oh my gosh, just delicious energy. So I feel so blessed. I feel just as blessed. Uh. Alkanos says, hearing about your cousin makes me glad my Slavic family can't stand one another. Sounds like trouble. Athena says, sorry about your cousin. I have practically become estranged from most of my family. I learned maybe not to share my thoughts on everything with them, but then what kind of relationship is that? That's right, honey. I can't tiptoe around either. Yeah. Christina's with you. Alkanos says, my mum instilled that in us as well, so much so that growing up we made our beds even when staying at hotels. It's all about respect. Yeah, because you know what? Even if you pay for it, like someone's got to come and clean up after you. And I would feel embarrassed knowing if I had left a mess for someone, because someone has to do that, even if they're getting paid. It's just out of respect. They're still a human being. And I just think it would make their day so much nicer just leaving a pleasant hotel room or having the respect to remake the bed for them, even if they have to obviously pull it apart and put clean sheets on. It's just out of respect. And I feel like, you know, that is lacking a lot. And so it's in me too. It's been ingrained in me, and I can't live any other way. Like, how I am in my home is how I want to be everywhere else. Sue King, it is wonderful when guests leave the property as they found it, but as far as I'm concerned, please do not make the bed on your last day. It makes our job harder. Strip it and put the sheets in the corner in a heap, not even folded. Okay, if I stay at your house, I'll make sure I do that. Okay, good. All right, look, I have been talking forever. I really thought I was going to do a short little live stream, and I just got carried away. Like, that's just how it is when I'm in that bubble, and it's a good vibe, and, you know, good people are here, and I just love it. It's so nice, and I feel like I can just say things how they are, and just say it how it is, and just keep it real. And anyway, I'm just sharing you my thoughts and, you know, keeping it real. So my governing codes to live by, keeping it real, living in harmony with planet Earth to the best of your ability. And that means investing your effort and time back into the earth, whether that is planting in the earth, putting your feet in the earth, conversing with the earth, sitting out on a swing at night with the earth, talking to the insects, talking to the plants, whatever that means. Talk to the earth, live in harmony with the earth, or giving thanks in your rituals for the earth, because without the earth we are nothing. We are a part of her as much as she is a part of us. So keeping it real, living in harmony with planet Earth, and keeping your life simple and peaceful. And eating good food, good home-cooked food from the garden. So, yeah. Anyway, I love you guys. I love you. And may you always be blessed by the supreme truth and love of the cosmos. I love you more than words. Have a great day and night wherever you are. And I love you. Peace out.